Good day everyone, I'm Ivan Redondo of 12 Campus.
I am Aubrey Gupong of STEM 12 Campus as well.
And I am Ashira Bataan of 11 Quintanar.
Our study is entitled The Impact of Internet Access Availability to Senior High School Students' Academic Performance in Distance Learning Modality. Let us begin with our introduction.
For the introduction, it is known that the Internet is one of the most important tools that is used by humans, whether at home, office, or school. With that said, the Internet may be used as a potent tool to studying. Under the distance learning delivery modality, the Internet may become an essential source of information for students. The academic performance of a student may depend on how well they may utilize the Internet in studying. As a response to the new normal setting of learning, the Department of Education developed a distance learning program which offers the following learning modalities. Online distance learning. It allows students and teachers to attend synchronous classes and modular distance learning, which allows students with poor or no internet connectivity to have access to digital or printed learning materials that are distributed by schools.
According to GHU 2020, wired accessibility to broadband internet has compromised the quality of education for university students, for that most classes are online and relies on high-speed internet for remote learning. According to research by UTM 2019, internet technology supports the learning process through online learning. This ensures the flexibility and efficiency that is rarely found in a classroom environment. In contrast to this, there are challenges to overcome when using the internet for studying. Some students without reliable internet access or technology struggle to participate in digital learning. It may seem like a lot of individuals have internet access. 5 million households in the United States with school-aged children do not have broadband internet access at home. This may leave a large group of students behind in education.
Generally, this means that education must continue amidst this pandemic. There are different distance learning modalities available in learning institutions. Internet access is an important role today, and it may also have various effects to student performance.
For the objectives of our study, the research team aims to determine the effect of internet access availability to the academic performance of senior high school students in the distance learning delivery modality. To achieve this, the following queries must be answered. What is the profile of the students in terms of their grade level and strand, chosen distance learning delivery modality, and the type of internet connection they use at home? What is the level of usefulness of internet access for respondents when it comes to studying under the distance learning delivery modality? What is the academic performance of the students or respondents in terms of their first semester general average? And is there a significant relationship between the assessed usefulness of internet access to the academic performance of the respondents?
For our null hypothesis, it would be that there is no significant relationship between the assessed usefulness of internet access and the respondent's academic performance. Onwards to our methodology, we have employed the correlation design of quantitative research. It is because of its fitness regarding the investigation of variables present in the study. It involves the interpretation of the meaning of what is being described.
The respondents of the study would be 43 senior high school students of Tanawan City Integrated High School. To produce valid and reliable results for the study, the respondents were selected using availability sampling. We have also decided to use a self-constructed, validated questionnaire which is composed of two parts. First is the respondent's profile in terms of year level and strand, chosen distance learning delivery modality, and the type of internet connection they use at home. Second is the assessed usefulness of internet access for the respondents when studying under the distance learning delivery modality. The general average from the first semester of the students were gathered or requested from their class advisors.
The questionnaire was submitted to the research advisor for checking for corrections. Afterwards, it was examined by content validators for the grammatical and structural construction correction. To statistically test the null hypothesis, the Pearson correlation was used to determine the significant relationship between the assessed usefulness of internet access and the respondent's academic performance. Determining the weighted and composite mean that is provided with verbal interpretations respectively will be used to determine the level of usefulness of Internet access studying under the distance learning delivery modality.
For our results and discussion, Table 1.1 displays the frequency and percentage distribution of the respondents' profile in terms of their grade level and strand. As presented, majority of the respondents are STEM students. Table 1.2 displays the frequency and percentage distribution of the respondents' profile in terms of their chosen distance learning delivery modality. As presented, majority of the respondents chose the modular digitized learning modality. Table 1.3 displays the frequency and percentage distribution of the respondents' profile in terms of the type of internet connection being used at home. As presented, majority of the respondents use mobile data or hotspot connections for accessing the internet.
Table 2 displays the respondents' level of usefulness to internet access studying under the distance learning delivery modality. The highest weighted mean of 3.67 indicates that respondents find the internet very useful when searching related lessons in order to understand their topics, in self-learning modules, and also in submitting needed outputs from a subject. The lowest weighted mean of 3.07 indicates that respondents find the internet useful when learning the upcoming lesson of a subject area in advance. A composite mean of 3.43 suggests that the respondents assess their internet access in studying on the distance learning delivery modality very useful.
Table 3 displays the frequency and percentage distribution of the respondents' profile in terms of their general weighted average from the first semester. As presented, most of the general weighted average of the respondents were classified as advanced, which ranges from 91 and above. Finally, Table 4 displays the correlation between the assessed usefulness of Internet access and the student's academic performance. At 0.05 level of significance, the assessed usefulness of Internet access is significantly related to the student's academic performance. It also indicates that the accessibility of Internet connection positively affects the learner's academic performance in the new normal setup.
Based on the Pearson correlation analysis with a value of R is equal to 0.418, the researchers conclude that the test is statistically significant. Therefore, the null hypothesis is rejected. There is a positive significant relationship between the assessed usefulness of Internet access and the respondent's academic performance. In line with this, our recommendations based on the findings would be, since it is indicated that Internet access is vital for distance learning, local government units of the locality may provide sufficient bandwidth caps for students who struggle accessing the Internet. It is indicated that most of the respondents use cellular or mobile data to access the Internet. Future researchers may conduct studies regarding the correlation of the chosen distance learning delivery modality and their academic performance.
Seminars may be conducted by schools to learners, teachers, and parents with regards to increasing the utilization of Internet and the distance learning delivery modalities. Since it is found that there is significant relationship between the assessed usefulness of Internet access, schools may conduct workshops or seminars to increase the utilization of students when it comes to using Internet. This recommendation may avoid negative correlation between two variables. Future researchers may also conduct a study related to the assessed usefulness of Internet access to academic performance. It would be of recommendation to carry out a study with higher quantities of population.
That concludes our presentation for our study entitled The Impact of Internet Access Availability to Senior High School Students' Academic Performance in the Distance Learning Modality. We hope you have been enlightened throughout the presentation. But before we go on, we would like to finish this off with a quote. Education is not preparation for life, education is life itself, by John Dewey. That concludes our presentation for our study entitled The Impact of Internet Access Availability to Senior High School Students' Academic Performance in the Distance Learning Modality. We hope you have been enlightened throughout the presentation. But before we go on, we would like to finish this off with a quote. Education is not preparation for life, education is life itself, by John Dewey. Again, thank you again and have a good day.